Okay, let's do question A1 of the 2018 SDM Lab Assessment. So here it is, using Papyrus, calling your project A1, draw a UML class diagram showing blah 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 blah. Use the UML primitive types in this assessment, not the eCore ones. Okie dokie. Right, so let's get my Papyrus and let's create a Papyrus project called A1 using UML primitive types, and then we'll come back and see what to do next. So I'm in the Papyrus perspective because that's the default, and if I thought I weren't, I could check like this, but indeed it's the default. Good, good. So that makes no difference. Now I'm going to go new Papyrus project, and it's a UML project. That's great, and I'm going to call it A1, and we will want a class diagram and nothing else for this question. And it's a UML model with basic primitive types. That looks good. So we will then finish. Finish. There we go. So here is my project coming up, A1. Good. Now I'm going to need some classes. Which classes am I going to need? I'm going to need a class. Let's just do the classes to start with, shall we? And we'll see. We're going to need a class artist, recording, and MP3. So, classes, artist, recording, and MP3. Okay, now what about these classes? Let's see. Okay, so artist is supposed to have a private attribute name of type string. Let's do that next. Private attribute name of type string. Now, okay, how are we going to put in an attribute? Do we remember? I think we do. I think we're going to use a property, right? Good. So I'm going to put a property in there. And its name is going to be name, and it's going to be private. So far so good. And it's going to have type string. So its type is going to be, now do I need to add or do I need to edit the reference value? That's a question. I think we need to edit the reference. Am I going to have to start? Let's see. Now, primitive types. Note this is the ordinary primitive types, not the eCore ones. I'm going to give it a type string. Okie dokie. That looks good. And by the way, let's save frequently just because that's general good practice. We'll save that. That's looking good so far. Now, what do we next do we have? We need our recording to have a private attribute title of type string. Well, that's just the same thing again. So we'll just do the same thing again. Good. Private. Now let's see, it's going to be title, and it's going to be private, and it's going to have remember which one of those we want. Also type string. Good. And save that too. And now a class MP3, specializing recording, and also it's got to have private attribute bytes of type integer. Okay, bytes of type integer. So now specializing recording, so that means we're going to need a generalization going from MP3 to recording. Jolly good. And now it's supposed to have a private attribute bytes private of type. Do you think I can remember which one to press this time? Type integer. Good, we're getting there. What else does this boring question want? Okay, it wants an association between artist and recording named performs navigable both ways. So, association between artist and recording. Okay, and what's it supposed to be called? Performs. I'll check that in a moment. And it's supposed to be navigable both ways. Navigable true, and the other end is also supposed to be navigable true, and now we've got both arrows at that end. That's jolly good. Notice it's got role names, they're just the defaults, and the question didn't tell us we couldn't have them, so I won't worry about those. We've got some multiplicities and we're going to have to change those in a minute, aren't we? Let's see. Yeah, okay, good. It was called performs, I got that right. Now, multiplicities indicating that each recording is linked to between 0 and 5 inclusive artists. Okay, let's get this the right way round, shall we? Each recording is linked to between 0 and 5 inclusive artists. Okay, so now we're going to want that multiplicity. Where is it? Let's see. Performs. We're at the member end. We're at member end artist, and the multiplicity is currently 1, but we don't want 1. Now, none of those quite looks like the right thing, does it? Let's see. 1, 0, ... 5. Is that going to work? Yes, it is. Good. Slightly weird way it looks here, but it does give us the right thing in the diagram, so that's good. And the other end, each artist is linked to 1 or more recordings. Each artist is linked to 1 or more recordings. Okay, so that's the multiplicity at the other end of the same association. It's currently shown as 0, ... 1, and we want it to be 1 or more, 1 ... Good. Right, now have we done everything? Class artist, attribute name, type string, recording, private title, mp3, artist, multiplicity, good. Now, export our project as a1.zip as described above. Now, above said that what we needed to do was to go to, we select the project, and we're going to go to Export, General, Archive File. We're going to make sure everything is selected. Our project is A1. It's going to be called A1.zip. And if you weren't sure what directory it was going to land in, then browse would be a good idea, but I won't go any further for this video's sake. Good, that's that. 6 marks, easily gained.